And then there is the police commissioner, Gary McCarthy, as well, under considerable.
Well, I think Mark even mentioned it earlier while we were in break. I mean, this was a moment where you exhibit some leadership regardless of political persuasion or partisan ideology, and Mayor Emanuel just failed at that. What we did see was we saw in Charleston, South Carolina, where Mayor Joe Riley actually stepped up to the task and brought a city together. Each city is different. Each episode is different. But what we saw today was tone deaf. I mean, what I got from Mayor Emanuel's press conference was the simple fact that he was going to tell black folk how they were supposed to respond to the video that was about to release.
Let's listen to Rahm Emanuel at the press conference.
We need, as a city, to get to a point where young men in our community and in parts of our city see an officer and don't just see an officer with a uniform and a badge, but they see him as a partner in helping them reach their full potential. And they see in that officer a mentor, a Little League coach, a leader in the church and in their community, which they are. But we also have to get to a place as a city where officers who patrol communities in our city see a young man not as a potential problem and a risk, but they also see in that young man as an individual who is worthy of their protection and their potential.
So as I was watching and listening to this today, I was wondering if I was listening to a press conference to talk about the sad death of the 17-year-old, or if I was listening to a public relations press release.
It is a tepid, timid response when he should have been outraged. One of his cops, he now knows, if he didn't know it over the past 400 days, one of his cops executed a 17-year-old with no justification. I'm never the one to rush to a judgment, and I don't like speculating. That video is pretty obvious. That man representing his city should get up and say, we will not stand for this ever. If ever a cop does that, he will not only be prosecuted to the full extent of the law, he will be executed out loud in front of the public square. Because we can't have police acting that way, and for a tepid response like that to be given to his community, where it sounds like you say, like a public relations, let's be nice, let's remember we want to like cops, and we want to all get along.
To me, as again, and I'm speaking from personal experiences there, because I was shocked when I moved to Chicago. Number one, with the police department, and number two, with the politics. To me, the mayor was like a monarch, and the police had this sort of a devil-may-care attitude about how they treated people. It's a clear case of myopia. That Chicago is very myopic and is very insular in the way they react. This is a problem that happens around the country, but I think it is a particular problem in Chicago that people don't understand around the country.
Well, it doesn't matter. I can't speak to the politics of Chicago because I'm from Denmark, South Carolina.
Trust me,
we got 3 stoplights and a blinking light, so I can't
Trust
talk
me,
about
as
the
someone
politics.
who's lived there, it is different than any major city.
But I can tell you something, that Rahm Emanuel, if he didn't figure out yet, is about to figure out tonight, that the world is watching Chicago.
Right.
The world is watching his every moment. The world is watching his police force. The world is watching how they interact with those protesters.
Peaceful, by the way. So
I mean, this is what America was built on. I mean, the fact that you can have your voice when something is persecuting you and something's going wrong.
And I'm shocked there's no violence. I really am shocked.
Why? You don't have to be shocked.
Well, I kind of thought maybe there'd be some problems in the inner
Why?
city.
Why?
You know, because, well, you know, the thugs like to use this as an excuse to go out there
The
and
who?
cause.
No, I don't think